What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sydney. I'm so glad you guys are here. It's late and there's not a great lighting quality or anything like that, but I really wanted to post this video from a Zoom call I did with some girls from Sisterhood Lifestyle. So basically we went over a devotional through the book of James a little bit, and then we were talking about comparison, and I thought it was super powerful, and I just really wanted to share it with you guys, and also extend the invite to joining Sisterhood Lifestyle. It's an online free women's ministry. Anyone can join. We have people all over the country who are a part of our little family, and I would love for you guys to join. So I'll leave that link down below so you can join and read more about the Sisterhood Lifestyle. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and share this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Cool. So I definitely had on my heart the past couple of weeks comparison. And I think no matter like what stage of life that we're in, like we all kind of go through comparison, actually from the Bible app. So I highly recommend the Bible app. But it says, taking our cue from God, were you ever picked last for the team? As a kid, it may have been like the neighborhood kickball game or elementary school play. But as an adult, you may feel left behind watching friends get married, have kids, or move out to new jobs. The very things you may be praying for. The comparison trap tricks us into thinking that God's blessing are in limited supply, whispering the lie that when she wins, you lose. But in today's verses, we're reminded that God has set a unique plan for your life, and He will abundantly prepare you for it. You can trust His provision. And this one's harder. You can trust His timing. If you're busy glancing to the left and right, jealous of someone else's plan, you may miss the perfect one He's written just for you. So when comparison makes you feel less than, like you're the only one who hasn't been picked yet, remember that God doesn't ask you to take your cues from those around you. He asks you to take your cues from Him, the one who already calls you His masterpiece.
I think that's really cool about the, comparison tricks us into thinking that God's blessings are a limited supply. Like there's just not enough grace for everyone to go around, but really there's abundantly more grace than we could ever really comprehend.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something that especially as women, like we really need to remember to like give grace, but also have like grace for give ourselves a little grace to not play that comparison game, if that makes sense.
Definitely. No, it's so true.
Sid, I'm just going to bounce off of you.
Yeah.
What you said, like when you see everyone else's like accomplishments and moving forward, we also have to like remind ourselves that everyone's posting like a highlight reel. So it might look like they're just living the perfect life and that they have it all together, but we all know that it's not like that. And you just have to keep reminding yourself that whatever God has provided and His provision for your life, that's the actual perfect highlight reel for your life, not someone else's.
So relating to all of that, in James 3:16, New Century Version, it says, where jealousy and selfishness are, there will be confusion and every kind of evil. And that is so true, because last year I was like literally sinking in a hole of comparison. Like, last year, literally, I was so frustrated, and I feel like it flowed into like every area of my life, like my outer appearance, just like the way like I felt about myself, like my inner appearance. Like it even got to the point, this is so the enemy, but I was like, I'm not sweet and like calm like all these other Christian women. Like, what? Like that makes no sense at all. Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't even like, speak at whatever or do these things because no one's gonna want to hear from me because I'm too like loud and aggressive. Which is so dumb. Like that makes no sense at all. And Tony was like, what's wrong with you? But this was my mindset, and hopefully some of you guys can relate in some way because I feel weird now.
I think it's funny because like I feel as though women really, really do this. Like we're our worst like critic, like absolutely worst. And like guys are just like, oh yeah, I'll just do it. Like they're so like relaxed with does anybody else feel that way? Like I feel like women are like so more, I guess, like have to struggle with comparison and like struggle with the whole like self-critiquing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that happens because like there's just so much in the world that there is to compare to. So there's a standard we feel internally that also messes with our mind, that we're just like, oh, I need to be this way. I'm this age. I need to be married, and kids, like all this stuff like that just adds to it. And it just like gets in our mind that that's where we have to be. But really, no, God created us in our own ways, and we have our own journey, our own unique way. And we just need to embrace that. And I think that's just the hardest thing for us to do in the world with all the evil around.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Do you know where your fights and arguments come from? They come from the selfish desires that war within you. You want things, but you do not have them. So you are ready to kill and are jealous of other people, but you still cannot get what you want. So you argue and fight. You do not get what you want because you do not ask God. Or when you ask God, you do not receive because the reason you ask is wrong. You want things so you can use them for your own pleasures. If that ain't the most convicting verse you've ever done read.
Thank you for coming. Have a good day.
All right, bye guys. Got to get off.
Bye.
And
I think it's a really great reminder. Like, it's like a reality check. Like, okay, why am I asking for these things? Like, it's like you got to check your own heart, like search your heart and see like what's your reasoning behind these things that we are asking or wanting. And then also like, because we don't get those things, does that make God any less good than the God that he is? So like just like you said, really convicting. It's a really big like reality check. I think on the flip side, it's also good because it says you do not get what you want because you do not ask God. Like God does say that we can be bold and go to him about our desires of our heart. So I think that's a good reminder too.
So good. And like, especially if you're in a situation and you're like, I don't know, like, should I pray for this or should I not pray for it? Like, I don't know. The number one thing, I think the most powerful thing too with like a heart check is just saying, God, I am all in, whatever it is, like I just want your will to be done. And when we truly believe that, like I just feel like whatever the outcome is, there's always peace because you know like he's going before you and you're asking like, God, like let your will be done beyond all else, and whatever it is, I trust you. Like I know that's gonna be okay. And I'm sure you guys have gone through some hard things and maybe have prayed that prayer and you're like, wow, okay, but somehow you feel some sort of peace because you're like, you know that his ways are better. Like there was a reason for it. This one is James 3:17. And it says, but the wisdom that comes from God is first of all pure, then peaceful, gentle, and easy to please. This wisdom is always ready to help those who are troubled and to do good for others. It is always fair and honest. People who work for peace in a peaceful way plant a good crop of right living. And that is so good because, you know, then we're looking at what's like the wisdom of God. How do I get the wisdom of God? Like, what is it? And it's spending time in prayer and an honest, like open prayer time, not just, you know, that good night or good morning thing. Ow. But, you know, like taking time, and especially during quarantine, or I mean, in addition to quarantine, like there are no excuses. Like I like to pray sometimes in the shower when I feel like I don't have a lot of time or whatever, you know, or on the car ride and just like no music, just sit there and just talk with God and let him just like, you know, let him give you the wisdom. And obviously his word is just jam packed with wisdom. And when we're seeking him in that way during prayer and reading, then all those things follow, like it says.
Yeah, I needed to hear that. That was really good. Verse 18 about it really sticks out to me. It says work for peace in a peaceful way, because your heart can be I want peace, but you can come at it with force. And so when you work for peace in a peaceful way, that is what plants good crop of right living. And like that is wow. I just needed to hear that. It was really good.
I was gonna say along with this little piece of advice, another thing that I do when I catch myself like in a comparison trap is I just constantly, I always sing Lauren Daigle's song, You Say, and then I always just like, I have it written like on my mirror, and it's like the background on my phone, that we're set apart. Like we're not meant to be like the person that we're comparing ourselves to. And just the two words like set apart is something that has like always grounded me when I like caught up in all of that and scrolling on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I had this and this and this, but like I am who God made me to be. I'm set apart from the rest of the world for his purpose in my life. So that those 2 words are just big things I always say to myself.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you liked the devotional. I love it. I love these girls that I've been able to meet, like I said, throughout all over the country. Some in Oregon, Texas, California, and I'm from Missouri, so it's been so cool to talk with you guys from YouTube and Instagram, and I've just been loving every single part of this, and I would love for you to join the ministry. So if you have any questions, please feel free to DM me at SidKel on Instagram, and I'd love to answer them for you, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!